Hello, and welcome back to Minimal Expectations. It's lockdown, and I'm desperately in need of a haircut, but also in need of finishing off this little railway project. But there's a problem. Ultimately, the lines will end up by the back door. But first they have to cross over on a removable panel over the path so we can get our bikes in and out. It has to be a temporary sort of removable panel, which I built a little while ago, and as you can see, one of the members has remained relatively straight, whilst the other one is twisted up to buggery. At this end the panel is sloped up that way, and at that end it's flat. So, B&Q socially distanced, and picked up a few more of these timbers. And I'll select the straightest out of them and replace this bent up member, and then I'll use the bent up member to form, I'll cut that into the little bits I need to form the perpendicular members here where the twist won't be so bothersome. So first job, take that bit apart, stain up one of these and replace that so that it's no longer twisted, and then we'll get going over here on fabricating what has since become known as the Wharf section. I'm just dodging the showers today. There's another one on its way. Down here I'm using this miter saw to cut the perpendicular members at a slight angle. So 6 ones which are 18 to 19 inches long for the bottom, and then 6 more shorter to go on top of those, and then 2 10-foot beams to go across the top to carry the rails. Let's have a look about how to form the notches that we need in the main members of this structure. To account for unevenness in the flagstones and a slight gradient, I cut these notches in the long members of the wharf section, and I marked them out using a set of calipers and a straight edge all the way around to show me where to cut. And now it's over to the portable saw bench, 2 of the tops wagons with the plank between them, to cut down with the miter saw to start to form a series of perpendicular, a series of cuts which are perpendicular to the beam, and then we're going to use a chisel to cut all the little bits out. I've recently been told that this is called kerfing. The beams were transported by rail, naturally, to the estate's workshop, where the small, now quite weakened chunks of wood where the notches want to be could be easily knocked out using a sharpened chisel and hammer. And the trick here seems to be not trying to do too much all at once, and taking it nice and slowly. This is my first attempt at sort of proper carpentry, and I was quite pleased with how it went. So, I think it's time to turn the piece of wood round again. Hang on. There we are. And do the same from this side. And now we can just start to bring this middle hump down to being level. Oh, near enough. And now it's time for the square. Just to show us where material needs to come off. Oh yeah, it's not level at all, but it's more level than it was. Okay, nearly there. One notch. Okay, I'll do another few. Well, they're not going to win any awards, are they? Still, I'll do the job. The beams, now with their notches in, were then transported back to the Wharf site, using the railway, of course. I used a pair of my tops wagons, but I really must get round to building a proper set of bolster bars for these. And yes, I did feel rather smug about how nicely it all fitted together. With the trademark diamond washers in situ, we can now begin to adjust the width so that the rails are the right distance apart.
My had it before. This was such a high trip, man. Yeah.
With the ironwork all painted in, the wharf and movable section were finished, and I'm really pleased with how they turned out. I think it's a super addition to the railway, and I like how it looks too. The lift-out section, there's a simple French bolt, and then the fish plates can be pulled apart and it stacks up nicely, so the bikes can come in and out really easily. And now we can get the railway right up to the back door, and so that completes all of the track laying for the Romsey Horticultural Tramway. So all that's left for us to do is to have a grand opening, and that's what the next video is all about.